Recording. Was George Zimmerman simply standing his ground when he pursued 17-year-old Trayvon Martin, or was he an overzealous neighborhood watch captain who carried a loaded weapon, ready to confront anyone that did not cower to his self-appointed authority? The death of Trayvon warranted national coverage, and it was not long after it was aired, total unbelief spread across our country. How could this have happened? I can only imagine that Mr. Zimmerman wishes he could have a second chance to turn back time and do February 26th all over. We all wish that he could. Americans across our nation rallied together in peaceful protest of the death of Trayvon. Young, old, African American, whites, Asians, Hispanics, everyone seemed to be enraged that this could have happened. To better understand the history behind the Neighborhood Watch program, it is one of the oldest and best known crime prevention concepts in North America. In the late 60s, an increase in crime heightened the need for a crime prevention initiative focused on residential areas involving local citizens. The National Sheriff's Association, NSA, responded, creating the National Neighborhood Watch program in 1972 to assist citizens and law enforcement in working together to make our neighborhoods safer. And overall it did. So what happened? In an article written in the University of Miami Law Review, it was reported that the common law of Florida required that an individual use every means available to retreat before using deadly force, except when the person was in their own home or workplace. This is referring to the castle standard, in that a man's home is his castle, and therefore he may do what is necessary to protect it. In 2005, the governor of Florida, Jeb Bush, signed into effect the Stand Your Ground law. By passing this new law, the common law, which required you to retreat before using deadly force, no longer had to be satisfied. Without an eyewitness, it is just the word of the last man or woman standing, unless an intense investigation proves otherwise. Major mistakes were committed following the shooting death of Trayvon, creating a domino effect of missed opportunities and crucial evidence that was not gathered at the time of the shooting. It was over 30 days after Trayvon's death before law enforcement began their investigation. Just 1 month after Trayvon's death, Deborah Ramirez, professor of law at Northeastern University School of Law, gave her testimony before the House Judiciary Subcommittee on the Constitution, Civil Rights, and Civil Liberties, addressing the issues concerning the Trayvon Martin case. Professor Ramirez summarized her recommendations with the following statement: "We sadly cannot bring Trayvon Martin back, but we can take steps to ensure that he did not die in vain. If a national community policing resource and training center can emerge from Trayvon's death, and if empirical studies can be commissioned by the Department of Justice examining the practical consequences of the Stand Your Ground laws, and if Department of Justice protocols can be established for state and local police departments governing the minimum investigation required in any homicide, then this Congress can justly say that it made an enduring memorial to the legacy of this young man's tragic death, and perhaps spared other families the grief of losing their child to a killing supposedly committed in self-defense." I want to thank you for your attention, and have a good evening.